What's up, guys? It's your boy Jalen here on another episode of Elevated Minds. Today's episode is a special one. A friend of mine hit me up and he said he would love for me to do an episode called on psychological addiction. So today's episode is going to be called, how to overcome psychological addiction. All right. If this is your first time on the channel, go ahead and hit me that like button, subscribe, follow me if you're returning. If you haven't already, like this video, subscribe. Let's go on and hop into this video. So, how to overcome psychological addiction. Now, first you got to understand, what is addiction? Addiction is something where you're fixated on something, you just want it, you crave it, you need it, and it brings you some type of an adrenaline rush, a self gratification, like an instant. You're just like, yeah, it's like ecstasy. You love it, and it feels good. It's rushing through your body, and it comes from all types of different things. Sometimes people are addicted to like coffee, the caffeine in there, where it makes you feel like, yeah, it gives you this energy, this boost that you need to get through the day and stuff like that. People get addicted to that because it makes them feel good, but we don't understand what actually comes behind that. Once we put all of our energy into that and we get addicted to it, and it brings us that really good feeling, that dopamine rush, we crave that all the time. And that's why you see people get addicted to pornography. You see people get addicted to foods. You can see people get addicted to people. These things bring them some type of an adrenaline rush. That's why sometimes people get addicted to toxic relationships, because what it is in that is the rush that you get, because you're with someone you probably shouldn't even be with, but the passion is there, the lust is there, the sexual attraction is there, and you're just like, yeah, like you want it, and they bring this liveliness out of you, but they're also terrible for you. It's like a double-edged sword. It's terrible for you, but that's when it's bad, when it's something that's really bad for us and we're still going for it. You don't understand, being addicted to things can bring us so much detriment. You can be addicted to soda, which is absolutely horrible for your body. It makes you very acidic, which leaves you prone to a lot of diseases. Immune system is dropped, all these types of things. We get addicted to one of my addictions I had was fast food. In particular, McDonald's, because what it would do is it brought me back to this time where my mom would always take me and my sister, to get something to eat at McDonald's during summertime. Lunchtime would be lit for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting my Mighty Kids meal, or my, that's back when they had supersize. When I started eating, they had supersize. So I would eat my apple pies and my fries and big Coke. I used to love that, and it brings me back to that moment where no bills, great food, no stress, no worries. I'm just a kid living it up, and it brings me that comfort. So when I'm going through things, or I would go through things, in life, and things wouldn't be going my way, I would turn to eating McDonald's because it brought me back to that moment. And so we have to start to understand, where does our addiction, where do they stem from? Because they're stemmed from something. And once we start to understand where they stem from, you can kind of start to dissect it and be like, oh, so because this happened, this is why I do this, and I need that, I crave it. But once we start to understand it, then that's when you can start dismantling it. People believe that medication is the way to, get rid of all this stuff. And I believe medication has its place and its perfect time, but there's a lot of things that, I feel that can be done naturally, because what addiction really is, it's an imbalance of your energy. It's an imbalance of desire. You want something so bad, you're going after it, you're putting all of your energy, your focus on that. You ever seen, in a relationship, people get into relationships and they are just focused on that one person. They can't go without them. They want to be with them 24/7. They need to know where they are every second of the day. If they're not around them for 2 seconds, they'll freak out. That's actually not healthy. That's codependence, and that also stems from a type of imbalance. And I'm not saying this to, offend anybody. I'm just saying, look, you have to understand we can be addicted to anything. One of my addictions I used to have was addiction to TV and video games. And you have to understand, being addicted to something, to things and stuff like that, it's an escape. A lot of times it's an escape from your current, feeling, your current state of mind, wherever you're at, or, whatever it might be. It's what our addictions are, an escape from that. It brings some type of joy or some type of excitement to you that you feel like you need and you crave. And so once you have that, it makes you feel good. And so we get addicted to that feeling, and we just have to have it. We have to have it. We have to have it. And I needed TV. I needed TV and video games because I wasn't really where I wanted to be in life. I wasn't very happy. And so one thing that brought me happiness was my video games and my TV. It never disappointed. It was always here, But I would spend sometimes 5 to 15 hours a day playing the game. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm supposed to be asleep. I'm, waking up at 10 in the morning and playing the game till 2, 3 in the morning. Like, that's insane, And, it's okay to like things. It's okay to enjoy what you have. It's okay to enjoy watching movies and stuff like that. I'm just saying, too much of anything is just bad. Too much of anything. You have to have some type of a balance, And the way to get over these things, to stop being, addicted to pornography, addicted to TV, addicted to caffeine, addicted to, negative situations, whatever you're addicted to, it can all be replaced with something like a positive habit. And it's not really easy to just transform that, but it's gonna take a lot of work, a lot of repetition, a lot of reassurance, of yourself. And so it's just a really interesting thing, because I used to have a very addictive personality. Whenever I like something, I would need it, and I would do it every day, and sometimes multiple times a day. And I started to realize my patterns, and once I realized them, and started to raise my vibration, I started to realize, oh, there's a way to break this, because this is just going to make me feel like this and do this to me, which is not good. And so long-term effects of that, you have to look at it. Okay, if I continue to drink 4 sodas a day, no water, just 4 sodas a day for the rest of my life, just say for the next 2 years, what will that do for your teeth? What will that do for your body? That soda actually gives you bad breath? Like, it's crazy. There's different things that we do when we get addicted to, and it messes us up. But we want that instant gratification. It just makes us feel good. It gives us that dopamine, that adrenaline rush. We just feel like we need it. But if it's being detrimental to us, that's when we got to really start to pay attention. Like, is this something that I need to really look at and break this pattern? Because you don't want to look down the road, even 5 years from now, and be like, man, I wasted a lot of time being fixated on this, and it really just brought me down. It didn't help me at all. We can start to switch our addictions to healthier things, like, instead of sitting on the couch and eating a whole bunch of snacks and watching Netflix for 10 hours a day, maybe you could at least incorporate, going for a walk at night or something, or in the afternoon, or I don't know, go to the gym, or try out some yoga, or I don't know, something. Just replace it with a habit that you like. I personally, I want to incorporate more cardio, but I hate running. So what I'm going to start doing is incorporating, I'm going to invest in getting a bike, so I can just ride my bike. So that's enjoyable for me. And San Diego is beautiful, so I can see all this, scenery and stuff like that. And the weather's great. So that's going to be a positive change for me, doing biking, getting my cardio in, and doing something that it's going to be a positive change for me. Whereas instead of me sitting here and just watching a movie for 8 hours a day, so we can start to incorporate different things, even with eating. Sometimes you can't just switch eating junk food right away to eating broccoli. It does, you're gonna get the cravings, but maybe try something that's a little bit of a healthier version of that, or maybe an alternative, and kind of wean yourself off of that till you get your full, the full 180 to wherever you're trying to go. Because a lot of times when we try to quit stuff dead turkey, cold turkey or whatever, we tend to get cravings for it, and we crash and we go right back for it. So sometimes you have to kind of wean yourself off of these things, slowly. But if it's, people, you find yourself addicted to people and things like that, that's going to be something you got to really work on. Like I said, all this stuff really, it usually stems from something that we have to face. And so really start to meditate and just take some moments out of the day to just sit and see what comes to your mind. See what comes to your mind, and kind of start to pick and look around. Kind of look around at what comes to you, because your subconscious is going to bring these things that's usually in the back of your mind to your forefront, and that's when you can kind of start to identify. That's how I dealt with a lot of my addictions. Learning to be self-aware of what is going on, and I do this because of this when I was a kid. Oh yeah, this would always make me feel this way, so I would do this. And you start to kind of like piece these puzzles together, and you're like, oh, and then you start to make the changes because you understand what it is. A lot of times we just do things subconsciously and on autopilot, but once you start to get in control, you're going to start to see your addictions change. So I don't want to keep this video that much longer or anything like that. There's one other thing I wanted to talk about is medication. A lot of times we get on medications for these mental addictions and mental issues and things like that, and a lot of times a lot of this stuff can be handled with a better diet, these different herbs. There's herbs for everything that we need comes from the earth, everything. Certain vegetables are good for blood circulation. They're good for your iron. They're good for your immune system. There's fruits and stuff that's good for your stomach, your gut. Your gut controls your entire mood, and that's crazy, right? There's different fruits and vegetables that we can eat to naturally cleanse ourselves. There's foods that we can eat that's going to put us in a way better mental state as well, because what we put on our bodies actually matters. It matters sometimes more than, actually it matters probably like 60 to 70% of what happens with you, because what we put on our bodies is what we actually become. So it's really something to start to think about. Once you start to get control of your addictions and things like that, you're going to start to see things from a different perspective. So that's just really what this episode is for, is really to get you guys to open your minds. It's really just to spark some imagination, spark some inspiration within you to I just want you guys to be able to have the best life, become the best you, because life is a beautiful thing. We just have to overcome these little things that are in ourselves that stand in our way. They're like these blocks when we block ourselves. And that's really what this channel is dedicated to, is really helping you guys to understand there's a way to have the best life that you dream of, the best life that you want. We just have to get out of our own way and take control of our minds and learn how to be at peace and be grateful for where you are and manifest what you want. Psychological addiction does not have to be something that holds you back from the life that you want. You can overcome it. So I appreciate my boy for this topic. If you guys have any addictions or any other type of topics that you'd like me to go over, let me know. Put it down in the comments. I'd love to go over whatever you guys would like me to talk about. If you have any questions or anything like that, you can put it down below. You can send me a DM, whatever. I'm all for it. So yeah, I don't want to keep this any much longer. And thank you guys if you finished watching this whole video. I appreciate it. We got more content coming your way. And hope you guys be blessed, be safe, be good, and stay elevated, y'all.